disclaimer that I'm going to give you a lot of information and just sit back and enjoy it, and we're going to go ahead and take it from there. So let me start with real quick brief synopsis so you guys know where I was. I jokingly began my real estate career when I was 5 years old in 1979, when my mother was my broker, and I followed her around and basically thought everybody's mom did what my mom did. I inadvertently grew up learning the business, and back in 1996, I finally decided to jump full head into the real estate industry. My mother was the broker owner of Remax hometown in Severna Park. I was an associate broker with them for as far back as I can remember. And then May of last year, I had my transition to the title business. So I come from a background that I understand this business intimately. I know what it's like to be in a competitive market. I know what it's like to be in a down market, and I've survived the crash of 2008. So when I come from this place of teaching this information, it's because I was in your shoes, and I want to give back and make sure that you guys know where we are in the world and where we're heading. So with that being said, again, my disclaimer is I'm going to send out a lot of information. I'm going to talk very rapidly, but I want to get this out so you guys can enjoy this. And then what we'll do is we'll revisit at the end some Q&A. So I'd like to compare this revolution that we're going through right now with AI to the experience I remember when I was in real estate in 1996 when the internet came out. For those of you that are aware, I'm a Gen Xer. I'm 50 years old, so I was there before the internet and technology, and I've existed through it. So I'm kind of in that crossroads of where I kind of knew what it was like before, and I know what it's like afterwards, and I can kind of touch on this. This was what the internet used to look like, and I'll never forget the day my mother, Colette, said, "Christopher, what do you think this internet thing is all about? And what do you think we should be concerned about in terms of real estate?" And I'll never forget, I was standing in her office and said, "Mom, I don't think it's going to impact our industry whatsoever. I think it's just something that's going to have to really pertain to e-commerce. I wouldn't worry about it." Obviously, I was dead wrong. Clearly, our entire industry revolves around it. I also liken this experience we're going through right now to the advent of the iPhone. I don't know how many people out there had a BlackBerry. I go back to the point when I had a Palm Trio. I even had a candy bar phone. When the iPhone came out and everyone laughed at me and said, "Who's going to want a phone that doesn't have a keyboard?" It was one of those moments in time that you knew everything moving forward was different. And clearly, I don't think you can find a person with an iPhone without a keyboard. Everything's touchscreen now. This event we're moving through right now is probably more comparable to those revolutions combined. It's actually going to impact not just real estate, which we're going to talk a lot about today, but just in sense of everything in the world that we're experiencing. It's going to blow the advent of the internet. It's going to blow out the advent of the smartphone. Some people, even the CEO of Google, compare it to more important than the advent of fire. Now, I'm not for hyperbole, but what we're about to see and what I'm currently experiencing and what we're going through, there is definitely a shift. So let me go back to, so this is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary Vaynerchuk, if for those of you who don't know, is a social media icon. He's going to discuss in this clip real quick that I got from TikTok, the concerns a lot of people have. And the concern a lot of people have is, oh my God, AI is taking over the world. It's going to basically rule my job and my life. Why do I even care? And this is his explanation of why you want to keep an open mind. And he's going to use the experience of the Yellow Pages. So I'm going to let Gary do the speaking for this next clip.
AI is the tractor. And for the people who understand what I'm saying, here it is. Most people worked on farms back in the day. And then a tractor came out. And everyone's like, fuck that. We're all out of fucking jobs. And then people found new jobs. So what do I think? I think you can have any opinion you want. Technology doesn't give a shit about your opinion. It's going to do what it's going to do. And it's not going to stop. So if you do a job that AI is capable of doing soon, you should think about that. Do you understand? I gave the same keynote in 1997. The analogy I used then was, look, if you're the top salesman or saleswoman for the Yellow Pages, you might want to consider what Yahoo and Google are doing. So what do I think about AI? I think it's coming. I think it's coming fast. And it's going to be awesome. And there's going to be certain rule changes. And humans have proven to me that they have the ability to adjust to the new reality and deal with it.
So the reason I share that is a lot of people get intimidated and they feel like they don't know what to do. And I just want you to understand that, guys, whether you choose to partake in this shift or not, it's not AI necessarily that's going to take your job. However, it's going to be the agent that's using and implementing AI that will. And that's the key takeaway I want you guys to understand. This is, again, the mind shift that you have to adapt today. Let me go to the next slide. So this is Tom Ferry. Most of you know who Tom Ferry is. Tom Ferry is an amazing trainer in the real estate industry for those that don't know him. This is his take on whether or not we think real estate agents, our career, what we're doing now, remain relevant. And this is his take on that.
The question I get all the time. And in my opinion, the answer is, of course, yes, not just because I'm biased, but I think about it this way. No different from a robot that might be able to perform the surgery a little bit better or be a little more precise than the actual surgeon. The surgeon is going to be there to make sure that everything is right. That could be the role of a real estate professional 30 or 40 years from now, where maybe AI and a robot is doing a lot of the mundane tasks, the sort of industrialization of a real estate transaction. Maybe that's not going to be done by you anymore. But what is going to be done by you is the conversations with the client, right? It's the guiding of the customer. It's looking into their eyes and seeing their emotion and making sure that you have the empathy and the ability to connect with them and help them make good decisions. The actual sausage making of the transaction, you're not going to be involved with. All that's going to be gone. It's going to be you and the client. And that is always going to be our place.
All right. So this is basically how I came about this. I was a big tech nerd. I was a big Apple follower. I was the guy that was on the cutting edge of technology. I loved it. And I started hearing about this thing called ChatGPT a little after Thanksgiving in 2022. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, what is this ChatGPT and what is a GPT? No one knew what it was. It was all across the internet. I started seeing it on Reddit posts, on Twitter, back when we called it Twitter. And it was one of those things that, as this quote said, it made you think there was a revolution happening and no one quite understood what was happening in that moment. It was one of those rare moments, as he says, that you kind of get a glimpse of what is about to happen. And keep in mind, a lot of these posts and information I'm providing today are over a year. So it's even more advanced than it is now. But I'd like to go back to my beginnings and teach what I've been teaching for a while, just to give you a glimpse of how far we've come. So what is a ChatGPT? I'm not going to get too far involved with the techno aspects of it, but just to give you a little bit of a background so you understand where it's coming from. It's made up of two words: chat, which is of course a chatbot, which is we're all familiar with. We talk on the phone, we do it with the keyboard. GPT, the technical term, is a generative pre-trained transformer. Well, what does that mean? Basically, it's a large language model. I like to liken it to every bit of information ever compiled on the internet, every library book, every video, every post, every YouTube, every Google search, anything and everything on the internet. Trillions and trillions and trillions of bits of information compiled into a place where the chatbot can interact with that information and respond to you as if it was a human. And what do I mean by that? Well, imagine having everything that you could ever search and find on the internet on planet Earth, and having the smartest person in the room that knows every topic on every idea you can ever imagine and talk to you and respond to you like a human. That's essentially what ChatGPT is. So you basically have almost like what I like to liken AI, artificial intelligence, like Jarvis from the Marvel movies, at your fingertips. It can talk to you about any topic on any way you want it to speak. And I'm going to give you some ideas of how that works and what it looks like. But let me first start off with just a little bit of a teaser. Can you imagine in the near future, and this is already happening now, where you as a realtor are going to be able to just look at your phone, and we all either have an iPhone with Siri or we have a Google, an Android phone with the Google search feature on it, where you're going to basically use what's called an LLM to ask a question towards trillions of websites and books, that you can have any question to any topic, to any answer right then and there, and it talk to you as if you're a human. We're going to give some demonstrations of that. I do want to point out real quick, though, we are in an industry that is rampant with litigation. And if you don't understand the role you play, you got to remember, because of fair housing, because of ethics, because of our licensing, you can't just have this AI give you answers and you just copy and paste it and put it out there, because you can not only be sued, you can lose your license with anything from, using incorrect terminology to quoting something that is just factually untrue. I do want to let you know, because it is so convincing and so realistic to communicate with this entity, that it does feel like you're talking to a human, but it is not a human. So what they call hallucinating can become a real problem. As a matter of fact, there are 2 lawyers that are being disbarred now for quoting case law that did not exist. So I'm just throwing that out there, guys. You want her to be the author and you be the editor. Use AI, and I don't mean just ChatGPT. You can use Claude, you can use Meta, you can use Google Gemini. There are tons of services out there that are free, but just be real careful when you're out there generating content and asking it questions because mistakes can happen. So it all started back in 2022 when OpenAI was approached by Microsoft, who said, hey, I like what you guys are doing over there. We're getting our butts kicked by Google. Can you take $10 billion of our money and allow us to have a partnership with it? That's when everyone's ears perked up and said, wait a minute, what is Microsoft investing in? Well, let me give you some perspective. If it took you a guess to think how long it took ChatGPT to reach 1 million users, I'm going to put it into perspective. Just see Netflix, Spotify, these are all companies we're all familiar with, and how long it took them to achieve 1 million users. ChatGPT did it in 5 days. Okay. How about this? What about 100 million users? Well, if you look at these companies here in terms of months, how long it took them to reach 100 million users, this is again back right in the very beginning of ChatGPT. Instagram, 30 months, even TikTok, everyone knows, it only took 2 months for ChatGPT to reach 100 million users. Now it's far surpassed that. We're probably close to 1 billion or more people are now using it. It's the fastest growing technology in the history of mankind, and it's only getting more prevalent. This was a quote from about a year ago that says by 2030, it's estimated the AI economy expected to grow to nearly 2 trillion. They're estimating that to be nearly double that. This is not just real estate, folks. This is every single industry and every single topic. This was something that caught my eye back when this first came out. ChatGPT was actually able to take the SAT and pass it with flying colors. It passed the MBA level entrance exam. It passed the bar exam. It passed the MCAT. It's actually writing litigation. Court cases are being decided. Laws are being derived from it. Judges are using it to interpret case law. It's simply astounding what you can do with it. We're going to touch on just the bare level surface of what AI can do, but I just thought you'd find that interesting. It's actually even being used and implemented in medicine right now. Google has a program called their Palm large language model, where Google is now taking every record of every scan of every case and implementing it into AI. And doctors are now utilizing it to diagnose with 99.9% accuracy breast cancer scans because it can see things that the human eye can't. Now, we're all used to going to our medical professional and seeing one doctor and getting one opinion. Well, this has the ability to take every opinion of every doctor and every search and every case study and put it into a program that AI can interpret it in seconds and give you back their diagnosis. So I believe in the real near future, it'll actually be considered medical malpractice if you do not use AI, because why rely on one person's opinion of one doctor when you can have every opinion? It's going to be incredible. This is actually what they were talking about in this article. It's outperforming doctors in diagnoses. And again, this is not the WebMD of the internet. This is actually real life explanations. And I think we're going to be at a point where soon we'll be able to do that. I personally am not telling you to go out and use this as medical advice, nor do I want you to use it for legal advice. But have I played with it and used it for medical advice and legal advice? Yes. And I have been astounded by the answers. But again, that is my personal experience. All I'm suggesting you do is keep an open mind, because this is the world we're leaning to. Now, here's a quick example of one thing I did in the very beginning that I thought, how can AI be used in real estate? How can a realtor in real time take this technology and do something with it? One of the cool things I said was, well, what about video production? I know that there are a lot of agents out there that want to market themselves. They want to make video content. They want to do things like that. In the very beginning, I thought, there's no way I can just ask this AI ChatGPT thing to make me a video. And lo and behold, it's so much more advanced than it is now. But this was my first iteration of a video that I used AI to make. All I did was said, I want you to make me a video. I want you to talk about AI real estate, and I want you to give me the pros and cons. Oh, and by the way, can you make it uplifting with a cool background music? And also, I want you to use that guy with the British accent that does all the nature documentaries. And that's what I told it to do. And in a quick 30 seconds, it generated this video. And I'm just going to give you a quick sample, but I can teach you guys how to do this if you are interested.
Would AI become the greatest tool or the biggest threat in the real estate industry? As we stand at the intersection of technology and property, the role of artificial intelligence.
So as you can see, the guy's voice that's being generated is completely manufactured. That is not a real human. All of this text and imagery has been brought in by Getty Images. So it uses stock video and stock footage. You can tailor this to your own using the AI software to make it however you want. But imagine the power that you guys are going to have in the near future where you're going to be able to make a listing video on the fly, even before you get the listing, that you could send out to your social media. You can have it commentate with your voice because yes, AI can replicate your voice. It can have your likeness. Yes, it can replicate, and I will demonstrate that later, your likeness. If you don't want to be on camera and you're not comfortable making videos, it can do that for you. But again, this is just an example of one of the things you can do with AI. Of course, realtors were the first to adapt this technology. By now, you guys are all familiar with writing listing descriptions and coming up with blog posts. And these are things I'm going to touch on. Guys, that's so entry level and beginning that it's not even scratching the surface. But I do like to bring that back to how important realtors have always been on the cutting edge with technology. And this article from CNN back in 2023 was just an example of that. So here's what to expect. This is just a sample of idea of how we realtors in the very near future are going to be using AI. For those that don't know, Apple is integrating AI into their smartphone, coming with a new update coming in about 3 months called, they like to call it Apple Intelligence instead of artificial intelligence, typical style. They're revamping Siri. They're incorporating into it OpenAI's ChatGPT functionality. So it's going to get astounding how and when and what you're going to be able to do. Imagine your calendar, your contacts, all your communication, your photos, anything you can imagine is going to be integrated so that you can talk to AI like you're a smart assistant, and you're going to be able to walk up and say, hey, I need a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house under 600,000. I want a kitchen with dark cabinets, stainless steel appliances. Basically, you say this to your phone and it will do it for you. You don't have to no longer sit back and do all this research, compile it, put it together. The AI will do it for you. And the key point and takeaway of what I want to emphasize with AI, it's going to take the boring, repetitive, and mundane tasks, the things that we do as realtors all the time. It's going to take that away from you to give you back your time to do what you're good at, which is communicating your value and talking to people face to face. Imagine this. Hey, Google, I want you to put together the 5 comps for that Poplar Way house. Text them to me, Tina and Roger, and then include the tax records for the property. Or maybe you have Siri on your phone. Hey, put together an offer for the Smith's house on 150 Poplar. And then basically I want you to get the escalation clause written up, email the agent at KW and let them know we have the offer all shortly. That is just a command you're going to give to your phone, and it's going to take care of it for you. I mean, these are just barely scratching the surface of some of the things you're going to be able to do. I just want to get you excited with what kind of things are coming down the road. So today, let's talk about how you're going to be able to use AI in real estate. And this is going to be where our presentation is going to start. So first, I want to emphasize where to start. If you don't already have an account, it's very easy to start one. You just go visit Google and you can type in ChatGPT, or you can go to that website right there and you create an account. It is free. For a while, a lot of people, I was emphasizing to pay for the $20 a month. I currently still pay for the $20 a month account. It is not necessary. However, there are some advantages to doing the $20 a month, and we'll touch on that later. It's going to give you faster responses, a little bit more user-friendly options, but majority of the stuff we talk about today, referring to ChatGPT, can be done with the free account, but at least create one. When you create one, you're going to get basically essentially a window like this where you're going to have on your left the questions or prompts that you've asked in the past. And then in the center, you'll see where you're going to actually type your commands and your prompts. But it's not that intimidating. Don't let it be intimidating. I just wanted you to be familiar with what it looks like. So the thing I like to start off with regards to how to use AI in real estate is the one thing that I've seen both Jimmy Burgess of Berkshire Hathaway and Tom Ferry both talk about separately, and that is utilizing ChatGPT with a listing appointment. This is a real life example of how agents I've taught are using it here and now to generate business. So imagine this. You tell the AI, ChatGPT in our example, that you're about to go on a listing appointment and you've never met this seller and you want to impress them with your savvy tech skills. How about this? You take that address of that property and you go to the AI and you say, ChatGPT, I want you to take this address of this property, utilizing the tax records. Maybe you have a prior listing history from another agent, and you plug those bedrooms, baths, square footage, things like that. And you say, look, I need you to do me 3 things. I need you to give me the 3 styles of the home and describe it to me in a professional tone, a luxury tone, and a conversational tone. And no problem, AI will chew it up and spit out in 10 seconds. And then you say, you know what? I want you to take the next step. I want you to convert this to a Facebook post, which you will happily do. I want you to convert it to an Instagram post. And by the way, can you add the hashtags, emoticons, and also make it SEO optimized? Bam, no problem, done. And now you're probably about a minute into your hard work for this listing. And then, oh, I'd like you to also take that SEO Instagram optimized post, and I want you to create a 1,000 word LinkedIn article. And then from there, lastly, I'm going to take it a step further. I want you to write me a script for a YouTube video. So what it did in the matter of less than 2 minutes is generated all the social media content, all the posts, all the LinkedIn articles for you to now go to your seller, and you walk in and you say, Mr. Seller, I just want to let you know that I'm an agent of better than the rest. Besides just putting a sign in your yard, putting in the MLS and praying, I'm going to do a little bit more for you. And you show them what you've done, and they don't know you've used AI. They just know that you've got this incredible marketing setup that is beyond what any other agent's done, and it will do it for you. So what does that look like? So I just took an example from a Zillow listing, and I literally just went and found one, copied the text and the features of the home, and I pasted it into ChatGPT, and I essentially asked it that question. ChatGPT, I want you to take this and give me 3 separate descriptions of this property. And as you can see, I just did a screenshot of what that looked like, pasted in that content that I got from Zillow, or you get it from tax records. And it did in a matter of seconds. So you can see on the left, it's got one conversation, and on the right, it's got the other one. And then I had it generate the Facebook post. And you'll notice on the Facebook post, could I have done this myself? No problem. Sure, we're all used to Facebook. But for me to go and find the little emoticons, put in those little hashtags, let alone write it in a way that sounds really nice, that would have taken me some time. Well, this did it in less than 30 seconds. Here's what it looks like on Instagram. Same thing. It took that information, because remember, when you're using AI and you're keeping a conversation going, it remembers everything that you talked about. So it remembers the descriptions, it remembers the Facebook post. So for it to generate an Instagram post, it's no problem. I took it a next step further. Here's what the LinkedIn article looked like. Because again, if you're not utilizing LinkedIn, guys, you are missing out. It will write the article for you. And I did cap it at 1,000 words. And then lastly, here's the YouTube script, which if you are into that, we can touch on. It will give you the script, what to say, how to say it, and where to put it. That alone can put you so far ahead of most agents, because most agents aren't doing this. And if they are, they're trying to do it on their own. You can run circles around people on any topic, on any information. But in this example, it's regarding listings. So I was super excited that I was talking about that until I realized, wait a minute, Realtor Property Resource, RPR, that cool app that we've all had that no one uses, that only you realtors have access to. This is built right into the software. So for those of you who don't know, Realtor Property Resource is a fantastic resource that you have access to using your NERDS number. Its website is NARRPR. I use this all the time when I was a broker. That allowed me to generate content, wonderful documents and flyers and marketing pieces. Could be a little bit extensive, but now with AI, this actually does this for you. So I'm going to let Jimmy Burgess, who is a huge agent out of Florida with Berkshire Hathaway, talk about this. And essentially, he's teaching what I just showed you, but it's already done for you, utilizing real-time, accurate data right from Bright MLS. So here we go.
The screen, I want to show you exactly how to see this. So we're going into this, and we're on the RPR main page, and we're going to go up to the research portion up top here, or you can see this tab that we'll click, and we're going to click on residential market trends. That's going to take us to this page where we have the ability. I'm just going to utilize R32459. That's the zip code we service in. And what's going to happen is it's going to give us all these reports. But if you'll notice right up here to the right, you'll see this create script tab. Now, when we click that create script tab, this is where the AI comes in. It's going to take us to the next page, and it's going to give us the ability to choose our tone on what we're looking for: professional, engaging, or something that's conversational. And also we can address whether we're wanting this to be directed at buyers and sellers, buyers specifically or sellers specifically. Next thing we're going to do is this tab down here, we're going to click this social campaign, and here's what's going to happen is all of the details of the entire market of what's been going on, the statistics wise, is going to convert this to an SEO optimized social media post that gives us the ability with, that's going to have hashtags, it's going to have the emojis, and it's going to have something. Now, I would encourage you with all of this, anything you're doing with AI, make sure you change it up a little bit and you put in your own words. But now what's happened is you've got a complete social media ability to post something that has all of the market details. It gives you a detailed report, and you utilize the AI to give it to you in a way that that it's easy for you then to have the ability to transfer that in. The next tab, we're going to go back up there. Instead of clicking on the social campaign, we're now going to click on Analyze Metrics. And what you'll see here is this is giving this to you in the form of a blog post or something that is more written. This could be for LinkedIn. Again, modify this to be in your voice, but you've got all the statistics on what's going on in your local marketplace that's already organized to you in just a few clicks. And last but not least, create video blog or create video scripts on the next tab. This is going to give us a script. Again, put this in your voice, but you've got a video script now where you can absolutely give an update on your current market with all that. And if you have trouble reading your script, remember what we just talked about? And just print up what you have right here, take it, put that post up, read that script, move it into the captions app. You got that eye contact you were looking for, and now you've got something you can really work with. All right, next up.
So guys, when someone says, how's the market? You're no longer going to go, well, inventory is low and interest rates are up and we're looking for buyers, blah, blah, blah. We all hear the same thing. Now you can have the opportunity using RPR or ChatGPT to have real, amazing, relevant information, and it's built right into, and only realtors have access to it. So, Rachel, by the way, raise your hand if anyone has a question or if I'm going too fast or you'd like me to elaborate, because I can see you in the screen. So just let me know if you need my attention.
Yeah, well, let's just take a quick second.
Sure.
Anybody have anything, any questions right now? Because yes, Chris, you're going very fast, but I know it's like a fire hose. You just want us to get all the information.
I warned you.
So, and I am like, I started taking notes and then I was like, okay, I'm stopping. So
just sit back and enjoy, because I'm going to give you a lot of information. And then at the end, you're going to get all this, and I'll happily take calls. People can call me. We can do one-to-ones. We can do another class where I
was just going to say, maybe we do another follow-up class of some.
Absolutely.
Stuff. Okay. Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've got the two questions that I got, or the two things that people wanted to get out of the class, really about the prompts and about creating the prompt and the other one that we talked about. So just those are, the keywords or phrases to help do all this stuff. And I think
we're going to touch on that as we go through it.
Yep.
Again, I just want to I'm here to stimulate your minds, guys, and get you guys thinking, oh my gosh, I never thought about it that way. Just to say, I can use this now in real time to set myself apart from my competition. So on that note, I'd like to talk about something I was introduced to from Marky Lemons, who came and spoke for Women's Council a few months ago, where she came in. She was a broker out of Chicago, and we'll use a lot of her information. And she says, at her age, at 54, she knew that ChatGPT was going to make a difference in her career because she wasn't ready to learn and redo her entire business. But she thought, if I can learn how to do this, this is going to make a difference. So what she said, and she uses it for, is she goes to google.com/trends. I wasn't even aware this was a thing, but did you guys know that you can go to Google Trends and in real time see, based on geographic location, time, date, any topic that is currently being searched with Google, which is a hugely powerful tool. And what she was able to do is to go to this site, and based on her market in Chicago, the particular day she was talking about, short sales in real estate were on the rise with what people were searching for. So what did she do? She took that and she went to ChatGPT, and she had ChatGPT generate a 10-part series of small video content that she could talk about short sales, everything from what they are to how to deal with them. And she made it do the script, the content, and she had posts go out. And she said in a matter of a few minutes, ChatGPT generated the content for her. She recorded the videos. She uploaded them to Google and to her sites. And basically, she's rewarded with what we call the Google juice, because people will start seeing that. It'll start backlinking to your sites. And now you're the de facto expert on that particular topic that people are searching for in real time. So if you want to stay abreast of what is happening in the market and you want to be above everyone else, consider looking at google.com/trends, seeing what people are talking about in your area and playing along with it, and then using AI to generate content that makes you relevant, and people are going to, when they search that, are going to see your face. So I just thought that was a fantastic idea that I wanted to share. So here's another one that I touched on, and this was taught by another broker. Have any of you ever really taken a look at, when you're doing a Google search, right below the actual answer to your question, you'll see that section that says people also ask? I thought this was an amazing idea. How about this? You take the subject matter of real estate, something that we probably have the same question asked 1,000 times, especially with new buyers and new sellers. What is a down payment? What are closing costs? Who pays my fees? All these questions that we hear repetitively, and maybe you generate a series of videos or question and answer sections that you can respond to and send out to your future clients, because you know that question is going to be asked a lot. But why don't you take a step further? What if you took those people also ask questions that are relevant to the main search, and you take AI and you generate the answers to those questions and you make a video on them? Soon, people are going to start seeing your name and your face and your responses to those questions based on the topic at hand. And you're going to start being rewarded with the person that knows a lot about everything, because you're, again, using the secret sauce of AI to answer those questions. And I just thought that was pretty cool, because the person that adapts this and takes this and runs with the most relevant information with real estate today. Maybe you're working with sellers. Maybe you want to know, how to stage your house or how to negotiate terms. And you start taking these people also ask questions, use AI to help guide you on the answers and providing responses. Guys, it can set you up for success. And I don't think anyone's doing that. I just thought that was a great idea and maybe something that you guys could look more into.
That's cool. Are you saying post our answers on the online, or just make the videos and do them for like social media and stuff?
That's a very good question. I forgot to touch on that. You guys all know that YouTube, and we're going to touch on this second down the road a little bit, but YouTube is owned by Google, as we all know. It's the second most visited site on the internet. And if you're not implementing or utilizing Google YouTube, or the shorts that they have that make maybe quick social media content, even if it's on your Facebook wall, everywhere and anywhere, Google is scraping the internet for content. So whether you're posting this on your social media, or you're posting it directly to YouTube, or pasting it to your blog, I don't really care. It's just getting that information out there. You're going to eventually be rewarded, because Google's going to scrape. It's going to say, oh, there's that question, there's the answer, and it's going to bring it back into Google. So when people do a search on, in this example, mortgage lenders, and they want to know who's a good mortgage lender and what's the best place to get a mortgage, if you've answered those questions in response to the topic, you're going to be rewarded with it. So I just say create the content and post it everywhere, because that's how the world works now. Everyone's looking for validation. They're looking for your face. And I do find a lot of agents are like, well, I'm not comfortable on camera and I don't want to put my face out there. Well, don't. If you want to do a voiceover, I can teach you how to do that. It's inexcusable in today's day and age that you're not utilizing social media. And I'm not saying just necessarily doing TikTok dances, even if you're into that. I'm talking about getting it out there, because we're in a business that our product is the house and our image. And you have to be able to prepare and present that image in as many ways as possible. And there are people that are new to this business that are coming in here and running circles around experienced agents. And I know that creates resentment, but guys, that is the world we live in. The generation that's coming up, when they find a new agent, they are going to look you up on social media. They're going to look you up on Google, and they're going to see how relevant you are. And if you're not showing up, eventually you're going to be not relevant and you're going to get faded out of the business. So not trying to scare anyone, but just be aware that's how we live right now. So this is actually Marky Lemons. This is the woman that taught the class that I got a lot of information from. One of her favorite lines is basically, your output, your content is your input. And she said, either you're not putting enough marketing out there, or you're not generating enough leads. And she used the example that if you wanted to make $100,000 a year, you're going to need to put about 32,000 words of content. When she said that, the whole room was like, what? What are you talking about? How am I going to come up with 32,000 words of content? I don't even know what to buy at the grocery store. How am I going to come up with this? So she used the example, first and foremost, guys, this is not content. I'm in the business. I'm guilty of this. I take the picture at settlement. I hold the keys up. I'm the one that says, let's get this out on social media. That's great. That's fun. And it's important, but that is not what I mean by content. Nor do I mean the Vanna White, look at my house, look at me. Here's the living room, this walkthrough tour. Again, important. Can it be something that we all utilize? Yes. But when I say content, that's not what I'm referring to. That's something you can continue to do. But when I talk about content, I'm talking about information that educates clients, is relevant, and is exciting, and people want to see. And she used the example of, guys, it's so easy to come up with content. You just look at someone's Ford, and everyone on social media is screaming from the rooftops their job, their family, their vacations, their new car, what they had for breakfast. All of that's out there. All you have to do is pick some particular topic and focus on it and get that information out there using AI to generate content that's relevant, either using Google Trends, putting it into AI, and you can have content unlimited as much as you want. And we can talk more about how to do that. So again, I just wanted to emphasize Google Trends is your fan. So I was shocked when I learned this, and I'm guilty of this myself. Did you know, according to NAR, that 70% of home buyers, people that you worked with, you drove their kids around, you negotiated for, you had lunch, you broke bread with, do not even remember your name after settlement. If you're guilty of that, don't feel alone, because I know I was. And then you run into that person at the grocery store and you're embarrassed when you have to hide because you don't want to remember their name. These are the things that I want you to understand. How are you making yourself memorable? Are you sending out magnets? Are you sending out, flyers, postcards, the old way? How are you going to make yourself so that when people think of real estate, they think of you? I mean, that stuff has its place, but let's talk about that. I'm going to start with the most important aspect of social media or AI, and that is, again, social media. And the thing I want you to understand is it is almost impossible now not to have something to talk about. You can use AI to generate so much content and so many ideas that you will not have enough time in the day. So I don't ever want to hear, I don't know what to talk about, I don't want to see. I mean, just back up a minute regarding those market stats. I mean, that's stuff people are actively asking for, but we're going to give you some ideas today on things that you can talk about. But I use this all the time for coming up with just suggestions, ideas, contests, Q&As, anything I can imagine that generates content. One example, it gave me the idea to generate a poll, and people love polls because you can interact. And it was so stupid, but I had more feedback on that than I have in a long time. And you know what the poll was? Do you like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks? And people, it was like a turf war. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen. But guess what? People saw my face, they saw my name, they saw my marketing, and it was just one of those things. So content creation and ideas are very easily generated with AI. Here's an example. You're in real estate, you're brand new to the business, you have no idea how to use AI. Just ask it. Just start brand new, like you've never done anything, and start talking to it. And the responses you get will lead you to another question. And you can literally have a conversation in the text box. But one thing that you can do that I'm going to show you later is you can actually utilize your phone to actually demonstrate with a voice chat feature. So you can have a real life conversation with the AI on your phone in real time and talk to it like if it's a real person. And we'll do a demonstration of that at the end. How about this? You're able to create amazing and engaging posts, which again become relevant to showcase your style, your audience, your specialties, your area of information. And people are going to appreciate that because you're always giving valid, relevant, and fun content. Don't just copy each other and put out, look at my new listing, or look at this new house, or what, here's the market updates. That's fine, but how are you going to stand out? Well, AI will happily provide that content for you. I like to use it to show my true self and stand out. Too many people are right now just copying one another, which is, it's inauthentic. If you guys are on social media, just yesterday, one of the funniest things I've ever seen, in this realtor who's 19 out of Pennsylvania is lighting the world on fire, because what he does is, instead of going through a showcase of the home, which we're all done with video, he does what are called speed tours, and he runs through the house, literally runs through the house and demonstrates every room in a matter of 30 seconds. And I spit my coffee out. I probably watched 50 of his videos. I've never laughed so hard watching this agent run through a house giving a speed tour, but it was something that he came up with to set himself apart, and it's authentic. May not be your cup of tea, but he's got 1.7 million followers. You think someone out there is going to see him and want him as his realtor? I can guarantee you. Again, that's just an example of being authentic. I use it to educate my clients, provide value, give relevant information, and ChatGPT or any of the other services are happily able to provide you that. Again, these are just suggestions I'm trying to give you in your mind so that you can start to see what I can do with it. I use it to tell stories. A lot of people like to hear success stories. A lot of people like to hear failures. A lot of people like to take lessons or hear humorous stories. Well, if you're having trouble coming up with content, all you have to do is ask, and the AI will do it for you. And it's simply astounding that people are not using the software to do it. I use it to just keep myself relevant and stay current. And I use it to create interactive polls, questionnaires, like I did with my Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks poll. But again, it's open to your heart content. And I don't even know what I don't know, but sometimes if I get stuck, I just open up a dialogue and start having a conversation with the AI. And it's like having your best friend that knows everything about everything and will talk to you and respond to you in your format. The beauty of the software is you can have it respond very short answers. You can have it write extensive answers. You can have it respond to you in Shakespearean format. You can have it talk to you like Johnny Depp from Pirates of the Caribbean. However your style is, it will do it for you. And it's so much fun to play with, but just keep your imagination open. It's all about being consistent. Don't be like a lot of us where you go crazy in the beginning and then you just fall off and everyone's like, where'd you go? What happened to you? It's all about being consistent. And how do you do that? Well, I can teach you how to use the AI to actually generate a social media content calendar that will tell you and schedule what you need to do and when you want to do it. Again, example is putting out market updates. Everybody wants to know about that. Did you know, I didn't know this at the time, that you can utilize Canva, which, if for those of you who don't know, is a wonderful site for you to generate marketing content. You know that it integrates into the AI so that using ChatGPT, I can literally tell ChatGPT, hey, I need you to make me a flyer or a door hanger or an infographic or a cover sheet, anything you can imagine, it will do it for you. Now, I could probably figure it out and go to Canva and do it myself. But how cool is it that I can just ask a question and the AI will talk to Canva and do it for me? Guys, it's basically your marketing department for free right then and there that can generate any content you want. And then if you don't like it, just say, I don't like that color. I don't like that style, and it will do it for you. And here's an example. I just said, make me some infographics. I don't know how to make an infographic. Do you? I'm sure I could have figured it out, but all I had to do was just ask the question, and then I can go into Canva, whatever the data I want or whatever I want to say. But it's astounding that this feature is now available to you. I don't even know how we did this in the past. Did we hire a marketing department? Did we have a company that we paid thousands of dollars? No longer do you need to do that. You want to do flyers, you want to do door hangers, Facebook web pages, it all does it for you. How about this? You can now use AI to say on any topic, let's say, I want you to go to Wikipedia and tell me about the top 10 things homeowners look for in their sale or home. And then I want Canva to make me a thumbnail that I can post to YouTube. And oh, by the way, can CapCut make the video for me? And if for those that don't know, CapCut is owned by TikTok. It's a free video editor. And AI, just in a simple question, will take that, not only go get the topic from Wikipedia, put the marketing together with Canva, but it will make the video in CapCut all in under 30 seconds. Can you do that yourself? Sure, probably. But imagine, and again, I'm not saying this is, Hollywood link full content that's perfect, but we've all been on social media and have been scrolling. When we get that video that looks something like this and we hear that voice we're all familiar with.
Getting your home ready to sell. Here are the top 10 tips. Clean up. Make it smell.
So that video was done in less than a minute, and I could share that out to my database of people. And again, it's making me relevant. It's making me on top of their mind, and it's giving good content. And is everybody going to watch it? Not necessarily, but for you to do that yourself, maybe you could do it, but now you can do it on any topic as much as you want with all the information in the world, as much as you want, all using AI. So this is me using AI just as a matter of an example. I was giving blood. I was sitting there with the lender partner of mine, and I just asked AI to generate me an Instagram post. And in real time, it put that together. It put in the emoticons and the hashtags, and I was able to post that in real time. So when you're out in the field and you're doing your daily realtor life, you can have AI help generate content that people are starting to see. They want to know what you guys are doing. They don't want to just sit back and see all the, you settle and you're writing a contract, but like, what is it that is involved in your life as a realtor or a lender or a mom or a dad? I just wanted you to see that was one example I used it for. So here's what I was talking about. You want to have all this great content that AI is putting together for you. And you're like, okay, I got all this content. Well, what do I do with it? All you have to do is ask. Here's my example. You're a realtor. Please provide me a social media content calendar for the next month. I happen to use TikTok, Facebook, or Instagram. Put in whatever you want. You can go out a year, 6 months. It doesn't matter. And in real time, look at that. It'll tell you, all right, Chris, on Monday, I want you to do this on TikTok and Facebook. Tuesday, I want you to do this. Wednesday, I want you to do that. So guys, you do not have an excuse now. You have the content being generated for you, and you're being told when and how to post it. So here's what it would look like in that example. I use it if you're looking to generate leads and prospecting. A lot of people right now probably remember the days of the penny saver and having to post ads. And some people right now are using Facebook and Instagram advertising. Well, this will be a huge power tool for you because you can now generate SEO optimized keywords and phrases that you don't have to pay someone for now. It'll do it for you. A lot of agents are also using it to personalize their email campaigns. Now, email may be a dying technology, but it is still relevant today. And if you could increase your open rate from just 1% to 2%, imagine that power. And AI will help you do that. You want to send out market analysis and reports. You're building your expertise and showing trust. How about this? What if you want to write a blog? AI can handle it, no problem at all. If you have an information you want to put out there or a website, the AI can do it because it has access to RPR, it has real estate data and trends. If you want to talk about recipes, anything you can imagine, you can pay a company to do it for you, or you can do it yourself. All you have to do is ask AI to generate the content, tell Canva to make the website for you, or the flyer or the post, and it will do it for you all for free. Here's some examples of what a newsletter, again, this was just an example. You can make it any color scheme you want. You can make it look however you want. I just think that's powerful. And it's so crazy that we live in a time where now you have a copywriter for free, an editor for free, a marketing department for free, a social media expert for free, all built into an AI that literally you just have to talk to. All right, before I jump into the YouTube, do we have any questions on the social media aspect? Let me know if Rachel, you raise your hand, I'll continue. So I'm a big fan of YouTube. I think that if you're not utilizing YouTube, as I mentioned earlier, you're missing out. YouTube is a great source because we're all a content-driven society that uses our phones and watches video. I think it's a hugely valuable opportunity for you to show your value and your product. So if you're looking to show what kind of person you are, what kind of agent you are, giving advice, tips, real estate information, or even showcasing your properties, YouTube is where it's at. A lot of people are using it to generate polls and surveys to get feedback. Again, every time someone clicks, likes, or subscribes, it's generating content that's going to share back to you. People are doing their FAQs. I know that a lot of realtors, and one in prime example is Ron Howard with Remax in the city. He does neighborhood breakdowns of every single community in the city. So if you're an individual looking to buy a house in Baltimore and you go to Baltimore and you want to look up Canton or Federal Hill or Fells Point, you will see Ron's videos and it will break down the insights of that neighborhood. Well, guess what? AI and RPR have all that data. You want crime statistics, school statistics, marketing statistics, best restaurants. You can have AI pull the content, generate a script, and you can make quick videos. You don't have to do as extensive as a YouTube video, but people that are doing it are being rewarded because every time someone looks in that neighborhood, Google's going to say, oh, there's a YouTube video on it, and they're going to share that, and people are going to click on that. So don't forget how powerful YouTube is. And again, this was just an example of some of the things people want to know this stuff. How are they getting this? How does someone know what the best schools are shopping? Well, the data is out there. What if you're the one to compile it, put it together in a video format and share it using AI? That's going to be powerful. So here's my favorite part of this presentation. This is all about, okay, Chris, I get all these social media and I love that you've got this concept of putting out videos, and I'm just not that type. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I just want to first address the elephant in the room is don't be afraid, be real, because I can tell you right now, this was something that, believe it or not, I was afraid to in the beginning. I wasn't comfortable talking. I wasn't comfortable showing myself. And then I started to realize that people really don't care. I spent way too much time concerned about what other people thought. And I realized that they're not really thinking about me. They're thinking about themselves. So I stopped caring. And as soon as I stopped caring about what other people thought about me, that I looked weird, I was tall, I spoke too fast, that went away and everything just started to explode. So I just want to let you know you're not alone. Everyone out there has their concerns about what they sound like. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to look like a fool. Stop thinking that way. But just in case that is really hard for you to overcome, here's something I want to talk about. What if you're able to generate an avatar of yourself? And in this example, I used AI. And by the way, all the imagery you're seeing has all been AI generated. What if you're to generate an avatar of yourself? In this example, I said, I want a nice, good looking guy. I don't look anything like that has a suit. And it generates almost like a cartoon image. And I thought, that's okay, but let's see what we can do. So I wanted to talk about maybe like the day in the life of a realtor. And my example was the day in the life of a title agent. You know, you got to overcome the aspect of, you know, what your friends and family think you do, and what perception of the world is, and actually show the world what you do. And how do you do that? Well, using AI, coming up with content. So I had it generate a video of a good-looking settlement officer in a blue suit in the background. I thought, that's too cartoony. I don't want that popping up as me. But I said, well, what if I could make them talk? What if I could actually have content? And I thought, let's play with this. So this was something Marky Lemons taught me to do.
Hello, and thank you for taking a moment to visit.
And I thought, okay, that's kind of cool. I don't sound like that good-looking British guy, but let's take another step further. What if I can turn that avatar into something that looks more like a human? And now I have this gentleman. Now, keep in mind, this is not a real person. This is actually an AI-generated individual that's almost indistinct from a real person, and it's getting even harder and harder to determine what is real and what's not real. But I thought, okay, we're getting somewhere. What if I can make this guy speak?
I am the greatest realtor of all time.
So I'm like having a little fun, still a little weird, a little uncanny valley-ish. It's kind of like, okay, but hey, if I can get something that looks like me and maybe have that talk, now we're talking. So I said, well, let me just take a still photo of myself. And this just happens to be me standing in the office of my building. And I said, well, what if I can make him speak? There's no way that can happen, right?
I can create unlimited videos, personifying each property listing.
So again, that's not my voice, but you see the gesticulations of my eyes, my head tilting. It's gotten so much more advanced than that now, guys. But I want you to picture this. You get a listing appointment, and before you even get the listing signed, you show up with the seller and you say, oh, by the way, I've done all these content, Facebook posts, Instagram posts, LinkedIn articles, but I also have generated this landing page for anyone that visits your site. And oh, here's an avatar of me selling your property. Again, people are going to go, oh my God, this is very easy to do. So I took it a next step further, and I came across a site called Hey Gen, and I'll talk about that company in a second. This is a video of me, and Hey Gen basically allowed me to upload a 2-minute video of myself speaking. I just happened to be sitting in my house that day. I just happened to be talking about something about my son's basketball game, and it said, okay, Chris, we've got the content, we've got your voice, we got your facial expressions, we got your likeness, and we got your eye movement. What would you like me to say? And I said, wait a minute, what do you mean? So it says, type in this box what you want me to say, and I will say it. So what you're about to see is the software generating my voice, the software mimicking my lip movement, my eye movement, and my facial expressions. I have never spoken these words. This is not me speaking. It is my face, it is my voice, and it is my eyes. But imagine the power this is going to have, where if you're embarrassed to be on camera, you now have the ability to basically say whatever you want in any language, and we're going to show you that. So this is me talking in AI.
Welcome to the future. This is not me speaking. This is an avatar created using 2 minutes of video footage I uploaded. This allows me to create unlimited videos of content. I can change the language or tone of my avatar. This will only get better.
So that was like, okay, Chris, sure, that's just you making a video. No one believes me. Well, to prove to you that this is not me speaking, I want to emphasize that I do not speak Spanish. However, my avatar does. As a matter of fact, it can speak any language available on planet Earth. And this is me taking on your left a comment I put into ChatGPT, translated it on the right to Spanish, and then I said, hey, Jen, make me speak Spanish, and I want you to watch what it did.
Buenos días y bienvenidos a mi presentación sobre inteligencia artificial. Me gustaría hacer una demostración del poder de la IA. Este es mi avatar, influencia hablante, español, que utilicé inteligencia artificial para generar y crear este video.
Is your mind blown by now? Think of this. You have now been able to effectively and essentially double your marketing efforts. You want to attack the Irish market, the Spanish market, the Indian market. It doesn't matter. You can put into the AI software. And again, this is not necessarily ChatGPT. This is AI in general. You can generate a New York accent with a Russian background. You could have any tonality, experience, anything you want. And not only does it do facial expressions and movement like you just witnessed, it actually now allows you to do full body movement, where you can actually generate an avatar of yourself walking around doing whatever you want. So you add to that things like AI staging and AI headshots. There'll be a point now where you're not going to know who's real and who's not. But I just thought when I saw this software, I was astounded, and I wanted people to be aware this is the company that does it. I'm not going to say this is free, but when I did it, it did give me the opportunity to sign up to do a free credit and to generate that one video. And of course, you've got to pay for more, and you get better features the more you pay. And I do want to forewarn you, don't try to prank your friends, because that was the first thing I thought about doing. You do have to give video consent when you send it up there, and they have to verify that you are who you say you are, just in case you guys had any ideas out there. But trust me, it's already happening, especially in the political climate we live. Always second guess and question what you're watching, because as you just saw, how do you really know? Any questions on that? Okay.
My mind is totally, totally blown. And
I'm telling you guys, I told you this is going to happen.
yes, so it is, and it is almost 10 o'clock. So I just wanted to take a moment to say, are you going to stay? Can you stay a couple more minutes to? I know you've got a ton of stuff, but
I can keep going.
Okay.
You can give me the thumbs up if you want me to keep going, and we can do a part 2 if you want.
Okay. So where are you folks with this? Debbie, Charisse? Laura, you want to stay on a little bit longer?
I can stay on another half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
Okay,
hang around
great.
for a little bit longer. This is great information.
It's
And I'll
amazing.
send out the shot. So I'll do the I won't elaborate as much. I'm going to go through it so you guys can see it, and then we'll come back and revisit it if that's okay with you. So I got a 30-minute window.
Yep.
Let's do this. All right. So short form video. I don't need to emphasize the importance of video. Videos, of course, are the most important aspect today in technology. They're shared more than 1,200% more than text and images. And remember that attention right now is the currency of the world that we live in. So if you're not putting out short-term videos, you're missing out. One of the apps that I like to share with people is called Captions. Captions is a fantastic app. It does exactly what it says. It takes the content you put on there and overlays it with captions so that you can basically allow that video to be viewed when someone's at the doctor's office or doesn't want to play the sound. But watch this. This is the greatest feature of the Captions app, which is AI eye contact.
So what's funny about this video is that I'm actually staring at a script and reading from a script, but a neural network makes it look as if I'm looking at the camera. And also the captions that you see here were not done by my editor. They were done by a neural network. It's just amazing how the world is changing with AI. All you have to do is upload a video where you're reading from a script. The app is called Captions, and it has this feature where it makes you look at the camera. Isn't that exciting?
All right, say. I use it to let people know that you're going to have a time in the real near future where your website, your CMAs, anything that content that allows clients to look at houses is going to interact with the person as if it sounds like you, speaks like you, talks like you, and has everything you know about in terms of knowledge. This is happening right now, and I just want you to be aware so you guys can intelligently understand it when people ask you about it. People are using it to generate content, make personal video responses tailored to their clients. People are using it to generate content to host websites for first-time home buyers, luxury clients. People are using it to obviously grab attention because, of course, everything's shareable nowadays and everybody's walking around with their face buried in a smartphone. I use it to generate keyword optimization. This was an example. I just said it generates some SEO keywords that are not too clickbaity, but used in real estate. And this was my example of SEO optimized words. If you're doing Instagram marketing, Facebook marketing, it will generate that content for free. So don't let that slip by you. I use it for email marketing to give my content personalized touch. I also use it to give call to actions, which helps open rates. So these are just some examples of things you can use to get AI to generate content for you to have people open your email. I use it to generate captivating headlines, anything from Facebook to if you're doing a webinar or if you're doing advertising, it will happily do it for you. And by the way, all this imagery that you see is also generated by AI. It allows you to use the built-in DALL-E feature, and that's something we could talk about in a follow-up class, how to generate AI art. These are just some examples of topics I would talk about if I was coming up with an idea to market as a realtor. I use it
really quick. You said DALL-E.
Sure.
And you also said Canva has a plugin with ChatGPT. When you go to ChatGPT, there's a menu on the side with pictures of all different apps that you can use that are connected, and that is like holy smokes. And so those are all there, and you can play with them, and I just highly recommend it. But so some of the things that Chris is bringing up are all there that you could just use that way.
Yeah, anything from writing a book to generating coloring books to writing scripts to becoming an author, anything you want. And we could touch on that and show you how to do that. I use it to generate scripts from objection handling. You have a difficult seller or difficult client. You don't know what to say. Back in the day, how did you learn? You would role play. You would try to figure it out. You'd read a book. Now you can literally type into ChatGPT what your scenario is and have it generate real life objections and responses that you can practice with. So you're not doing it in the real field and getting chewed up. You can actually just say, in this example, a difficult seller that won't reduce their price. I ask the question, ChatGPT responds, gives me the answer, and in real time, I can use this to give pretty astounding relevance. So if I wanted to practice and then respond, the AI will act as if it's the seller or the buyer or that disgruntled realtor or that person you hate or your spouse, whatever you want, it can do it for you. And that was just an example. I use it to open house narrate and give property tour descriptions. If you're having difficulty on knowing what to say, you just plug in the features of the home and it'll generate the content for you in a blurb, and you can use that to read back on your script. If you're interacting with first-time home buyers, luxury clients, difficult sellers, doesn't matter. You just type the type of scenario you're in, it will generate the content for you and how to say it. I know a big problem a lot of people have are getting people to get testimonials. Now you can write a fantastic request using AI and it will do it for you. And you can send that out and you'll look like a professional. People are using it for coaching, just like I showed you with the actual script making. Coaching is a big thing that agents pay for. I used it on my end and it helped me come up with the concept of generating Maryland title guy, which was who I go by online and how I market myself. I use it to communicate and translate text. The example I like to use is I have a middle schooler and I don't know what he's talking about 90% of the time. So I use AI to generate the list of words that kids were using back in 2023. This is an example, but you know it's relevant and you know it's important and you know it's real when South Park does it. So a little bit of humor here, but this is how South Park addressed the AI use. And I thought this was pretty funny when they did this.
Wendy just came up to me and was acting all hurt because she thinks I don't care about her. Huh? When she said that she wishes I would reply to her text the way that Clyde responds to Bebe. So, like, how do you do it? Chat GPT, dude. Chat GPT? Yeah, dude. There's a bunch of apps and programs you can subscribe to that use OpenAI to do all your writing for you. People use them to write poems, write job applications, but what they're really good for is dealing with chicks. Here, check it out. There's tons of Chat GPT apps for your phone. So then I can take whatever latest dumb thing Bebe texted me, I copy it, then I open the GPT app, click respond to, paste her text here, hit write. It just thinks for a second. You would look great with any length of hair. Trying a new look could be fun. Copy that into messages and send it off. It's super easy and convenient, and it saves me a ton of time because she texts me so goddamn much. Jesus Christ. I probably won't do it, but thanks for being supportive. Cut, paste, write, cut, messages, paste, send. There.
Obviously use that to your own risk and reward, but I just thought that was funny when I saw that. Guys, one of the things that you can do also is you can upload content, PDFs, Excel spreadsheets, files, anything digital you can upload into the AI. My example, I uploaded, and this is something that Rachel's going to touch on, and it's actually a good segue before I end. But before I knew Rachel and the technology that she's using, I was uploading a home inspection report. And for me to basically determine what was going to go on the pin was a nuisance. It had me going through, reading what was red, what was green, what was good, what was bad. Well, I can upload a document into AI and ask questions about it. And that was very helpful. I used it to upload a copy of the Maryland residential contract to sale. And I was able to ask questions like, what's the difference between mediation and arbitration? It would answer it. I uploaded a spreadsheet of an Excel offer breakdown. I had multiple offers on a property and I had the Excel spreadsheet uploaded into the software and I asked ChatGPT to give me the best offer, and it was able to analyze that data in a matter of seconds. I currently use it to interpret agent production, and I know what an agent does, what their email address is, what their contact information is, all because I uploaded an Excel spreadsheet. So Rachel, give me the like 5-minute or 10-minute warning before we run out, because I want people to see what your software does that is so much more superior than whatever I've ever experienced in the home inspection world, but it's even better than AI. But I just wanted you to know that you can upload documents. You can, of course, upload images or have it generate images. You can have audio transcriptions transcribed for you. You can use it to organize data. Image generation I just touched on. I use it to compete and find out about my competition. Go in there and type in your competitor. See what their strengths are, their selling points, and then have AI generate scripts on how you can combat that. Agents are doing this all the time. These are just some images I generated using AI. Let me go. I just want you to know that built into the phone, by the way, now, guys, is if you open the app on your phone, you can literally take pictures of anything and it'll explain the answers to you. Can you park there? Sure, no problem. It'll analyze that in a matter of seconds. You want math problems with your kid when you're doing math homework? It'll do it for you. Hell, if you just take a picture of an object, it'll explain it to you. You're at a restaurant, you see somebody eating a delicious dish, take a picture of it. It'll tell you what that dish is. You want to have your mind blown? Open up your refrigerator, take a picture using ChatGPT. Not only will it tell you what's in your refrigerator, identifying it, it'll tell you what recipes you can make with the items in your fridge, and then go to Instacart and order the items for you. And I have done it. And that's chicken piccata, by the way. I was at a restaurant, took a picture of this, explained to me exactly what I was looking at. This is astounding in real estate when you're looking for ideas for room dimensions, staging, or you just don't know what type of style a bedroom is, a house, a cabinet. It will identify it for you. The conversation aspect of it, this is a whole nother diagram, but you have the feature now to converse in real time. I find myself talking to this in my own family. That's another story for another day, but it's astounding when you have a therapist, an attorney, a friend. People are literally falling in love with AI software that's coming out because this software knows you, listens to you, understands you, communicates in your style with what you want to hear, and you wonder why people are worried about the future. Again, voice content can be generated. I don't want you to sleep on Google. By the way, Google has their own version called Google Gemini. It used to be called Bard. The reason I want you to be aware of this is Google is not going to sit by and let OpenAI take over. The power that comes with Google is it incorporates all the Google suite of products, including YouTube, Gmail, Flights, and Maps. An example I used this morning is I knew that I had a tree fall on my car and I needed to find the claim from Nationwide, and I just literally asked it, and because it's incorporated in my account, it brought up every email that's ever been discussed with Nationwide, and it was so fast that I didn't have to go find that on my own. That's just a real small example. Another example that I use with agents is I have them go to Bright, find a particular neighborhood, export the tax records of that particular neighborhood, and then I upload that Excel into ChatGPT, and I have it analyzed based on deed record date, equity in the home, and address. What is the 10 most likely sellers to list their house? And because the data is there and the AI can interpret it, and now you have that market to go after. It's called predictive analytics. They have companies that you can pay to do it, or you can do it yourself. And I just have it exported and I send it in this example. I do want you guys to also be aware that Perplexity AI is the Google version of AI. This is a company that Apple is probably going to acquire and incorporate into their software. That is going to be somewhere that I just play around with it. It's free. It's simply astounding. I just want to let you know that one of the features that I built into the phone is the ability for it to generate memory and remember who you are. I'm going to send you the links to these prompts that allows it to generate content about you personally. And when you have content about who you are, what your market is, what your average client is, and what you're looking to accomplish, and you put that into ChatGPT and it remembers it, and then you ask questions about it, you'll be astounded at the difference in the answers versus just asking generic questions. Have the AI remember you and know who you are. And with these prompts, it'll not only generate questions to answer about yourself. Once it has those questions and answers inputted into it, you can then have it generate more and additional facts for you to talk about. And these are just examples that I'll send in the presentation slide of things that I can talk about as a title guy. And then I had to generate the actual content creation calendar for me. And on the slide, when you get this slide, this is the gentleman that talks about this, and this is a link to his account or the presentation where you can see it. Lastly, I'm going to just finish up, just let you know, built into the settings of AI ChatGPT is the ability for you to provide custom instructions. You're limited to 1,500 words, but definitely if you have an account, open up the settings, go into custom instructions, and under the top where it says, what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide a better response? Give it a history, a background. You're a realtor, you're a mom, you love cats, whatever you want, it'll remember it. And then in the bottom, write how you'd like it to respond. Guys, the output you're going to get by just doing this alone is way better than what you get otherwise. And then you can take that advanced feature from the prior slide and make it even better. Just to blow your mind, one last thing I want to talk about. This is just an example of AI and how it's working. I just thought that you guys want to be aware of this cool feature.
We just found a great AI tool for you realtors, especially if you focus on your sphere of influence, but there's a ton of uses for what I'm about to show you. So it is called BeHuman.ai. And check this out. You shoot one video one time. Hey, John, it's Andrew. I wanted to invite you to my client event. And then, of course, anything else that you would generally say in that video. Then here's the really cool part. You upload a CSV file, or of course you can type them in manually if you would like, their name and their email address, or however you want to get in touch with them. And you upload it to the system and hit submit. What this is going to do is it is actually going to manipulate the video to change your words and your voice itself. It's going to be in your voice and change the name. Instead of hey John, it'll be hey Steve, hey Jessica, hey whatever the names are that you put in that list. And then it's going to send that customized video to them. So you could blast this out to your entire database and have it be personalized.
So remember those days of mail merging with Microsoft Word and trying to send all the documents and then printing out the Avery labels and doing all that crap? Well, now you can do it with video. So I just want you guys to know that if you want a copy of the presentation, Rachel will happily send out the link to this. But Rachel, I wanted to not take any more time because that was a lot. I really want them to see what you were showing me yesterday with your home inspection software report. So I'm going to hand it back over to you for you to demonstrate that. But guys, thank you for the opportunity. I know that was a lot. I will do a slower version. More, if you would do me a favor, write in the questions, or Rachel, what you'd like to learn more about, something I didn't cover or more in depth, and we'll just do, even if it's every other week, we'll do a follow-up class, and I'd be happy to take personal questions. You can share my phone number. I'm marylandtitleguy@gmail. Please send me an email if you'd like more information. But thank you for the opportunity. And Rachel, I think you're muted.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Oh yeah, I was going to say, put your information in the chat.
Okay.
And then also it's all so great in being able to just so much stuff. So let's if everybody's interested in doing a second one where we can get more in depth on a couple of these things, just put that in the chat too, so that we know, and then Chris and I'll schedule the next one. I wanted to show you really quickly. I showed this to Chris and his head just about flew off. So here's our sample report, a sample home inspection report, which you can find on our website. But in the upper right-hand corner, there's this report tools. You click on the button here and it gives you two options. Observations.
1 second. Are you guys seeing it? Are you guys seeing the screen? Because I'm not. I just want to make sure they're seeing the screen, Rachel. Is everyone seeing the screen that Rachel's looking at?
I see it.
You see it, Laura?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
can see it.
Yeah, I see it.
Thank you.
Good. Just want to make
Okay,
sure.
good. And Victoria said, yes, let's do a second class. So with your observations, you could just copy and paste. So observations are defects, they're problems. You can copy and paste all or just some, and then just copy and paste them into your pin. Or this is my favorite one, repair request builder. You click on this and you click on the things you want to have done, and you just go through and just click on them. And whatever you're having done, you're doing. And then after you've chosen those things, and you could put that you want a credit for something or put a comment, and then you just go to preview or create, and it gives you this list like this so that you can attach this. So in your pin, you just say, you're just saying see attached instead of typing stuff in, and you don't have to rewrite anything. And the way we write is always very clear so that your agent, the listing agent, can read it and go, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. So all of that is here and ready for you anytime you have one of our reports. The other thing that we are doing is the other thing that we're starting with listings that I haven't talked to anybody about, so this is brand new, is that with a quick fix, it's called a quick list program that we're starting, which is giving you a we do a home evaluation, provide a report, and then get a list of the costs to get everything repaired or replaced, including some cosmetic things. So this isn't a home inspection, but this is for your listings. So maybe you need new carpet, or need to have the outside of the house power washed, or replace, have the place painted, that kind of thing. All of that goes into that report. You get a price list, and then you can schedule the work to be done. All that work gets done, and everything is paid for at settlement. And it also includes a 90-day warranty for the buyer, and a 25 postcards and 100 brochures. So and some photos of the property, not Matterhorn, but photos. So if you want that kind of thing, and you are having trouble maybe working with listings, and you want to get people to get their properties listed, and you know there's a lot of work they have to do with the house, so they're leaning away from listings, that's one way to do it. That includes some AI work and also people work reviewing that to make sure everything is accurate. And so it's all there. And that's like, so Chris is doing the AI stuff, and I'm going, oh my gosh, well, we've got something that brings AI and people together working to really make this a powerful thing. And so I showed these to Chris, and his head was exploding. He's like, if I'd been an agent putting together this would make
So
life
much
so much
time
easier.
saved.
So I know that you probably have already seen that, but I wanted to make it clear to you that you've got it. If you want more information about the listing stuff, just let me know. I also have a video on YouTube of how to do that with the report tool to create your pin. So we will set up a second class, and we will then keep you posted about that, and we will get more in depth on some of those things so that you can really maybe have your computers open and be doing some things on your own as we're going. But I have to tell you, Chris, the biggest thing for me is staring at a blank screen and seeing, how do I start writing this? How am I going to start to say this? And you just, like with AI, at least it gives you something. I can usually identify how I want something to be written or look, but I hate to start it. So to be able to just type in something, anything, and have it help me is like, then I can adjust it.
And just so everyone knows, on your phone, I happen to have an iPhone. At the very bottom here, this one app that is white, that's the dedicated ChatGPT app. So do not pay for the app. Whether you pay for the service or not, the app is free. But when you open up the app, just so you know, in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see the ability to either take a photo, generate, upload a photo, image, or upload a file. But over here on the right is the conversational aspect of it. If you click on that microphone and literally open that up, you can have a conversation in real time. And I'll just give a real quick demonstration.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm a realtor and I don't know what to do. Can you help me come up with 5 ideas to attract clients?
Sure, Chris. Here are 5 ideas to attract clients as a realtor. Set up engaging and welcoming open houses.
So basically what you can do is just start and talk. So if you're lost at what to do and you don't know where to even type, just open up that dialogue feature and have a conversation, and you will be blown away with the ideas. And then of course it will give you the transcript so you can see everything there. Just wanted to make sure you knew that was there.
Oh my gosh, that is great. So thank you, Chris, for being here. And I know you normally do this as an 1.5-hour class, and maybe we schedule the next one for an 1.5 hours. So we can, and you've got so many slides. Now, did you use AI to create a lot of the slides?
The artwork, yes. The topics, yes. So yeah, absolutely. I have no shame denying that. I'm happy. And that is only using the free feature. I do pay for another version with a company that is for $5 a month that gives me hyper realistic, unbelievable photos. But the built-in feature of ChatGPT is incorporated into it. And it's amazing what you can do with it. And it's all for free.
Awesome. Thank you. And what's the $5 one that you use that gives you
that is called Mid-Journey. And Mid-Journey is a little bit more complicated to do, but if that's a class, if you want to do demonstrations, if any of you guys want to have some fun, send me your headshots and a particular, I don't know, concept or phrase or area you want to be in. And I do this for my clients. I'll put your face, and if you want to be in a boy band, or if you want to be on top of a mountain, or if you want to be, you know, the president of the United States, I can use AI to generate that image for marketing purposes and have some fun with it. And people are blown away. So that's just an example of some of the things I can do. I know.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you. And so, yes, it looks like everybody's interested in a second class, and we do not have a fire sprinkler inspector yet. And we found that a lot of times it's the builder that you want to get, or a plumber is what any plumber could do it, is what we found, Debbie, from talking to the fire department actually was who recommended that it's a plumber or the builder who in a new construction would do that, the sprinkler inspection. Okay.
I'm going to send out the link right now just so everybody has it in the chat. I'm going to send you a link to the actual slides so you have them. Hopefully this comes through right now. So if you didn't get the QR code, that'll take you to my Google Drive where you can download the presentation and the PDF slide.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, no problem. And email me any questions you have, or any topics you want me to touch on. But then Rachel and I will discuss, and we'll set up a second class.
That sounds great. So thank you very much. Thanks to everybody for being here. And thank you to Chris Baker from Liberty Title. And you're in Millersville, but you go everywhere, right?
I go everywhere, anywhere in the state of Maryland, but we do nationwide closings anywhere.
Okay, great.
Great stuff, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. I'm so glad you were here.
Looking forward to talking to you guys again.
Yeah, have a great day, everybody.
See you later.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.